Step right up here for the greatest show on earth, the Washed Up Loser Olympics 2017. With so many dimwits in body armor lining up to get roasted, it's like we're watching Game of Thrones, but unfortunately we're watching the CrossFit Games, and I'm Asian reporter and returning champion Elgintensity, aka Ben Trapiro. And they're off.
Underway here in the burpee litter.
And they're already injured. Never mind. I didn't know CrossFitters could choose when they rode in gurneys. We should call them injury fluid.
We actually switch and rotate our athletes pretty frequently on the litter carry because we didn't want to burn out any one single athlete.
You also didn't want to entertain one single spectator. Otherwise, you wouldn't have EMT Double Dare as an event. Then again, you must think of rescuing people as a game because it took you 7 minutes to rescue this schmuck from drowning. The dickheads in charge of safety must have interpreted Washed Up Loser Olympics literally.
The hay bale is going to irritate and just be a little bit extra obnoxious on top of breathing heavy and being tired.
They might cause cuts and scrapes, but they are not the painful bales I was looking forward to this year. All that irritation must be why so many of the girls aren't wearing spanky pants for this event. Catstrode better be careful, because if they cover up too much, then there'll be zero reason to watch the games at all.
Here goes the U.S. Army veteran selling his soul again in an assault bike event.
You are an $8 cuck to sell your soul to CrossFit.
Oh, he actually throws the sledgehammer.
Oh, he let go of the sledgehammer because his fucking grip is weak, and his palms are sweaty.
And that comes into play with what you brought up in heat number 1 with the positioning of the block.
You know how I keep saying CrossFit's not really a sport? This dipshit, who has trouble holding onto the sledgehammer, let alone hitting that green thing with it, is going to drag the green thing with the sledgehammer. A real sport, even one based on cheating every rep like a pudding head, would have a clear set of rules and enforce those rules, but...
And go nuts on the assault bike. Travis Mayer was hitting and definitely pulling. He got a little bit of a talk to from one of the head judges.
They should have made him stand there for a few seconds as a penalty, but it's CrossFit, where the form's made up and the rules don't matter.
George Sanchez needs to scoot up just a little bit. He's too far back. Look at him striking down on the ground. Now that's a hit and a pull. The judges are going to be on the lookout for this.
Afraid not, because Dirty Sanchez there won the heat anyway. And then there's this asshole.
Noah Olson off camera in lane number 10 has taken the lead on this portion despite not really having the best technique.
Looks like cheating's a pretty fucking good technique then.
Talked about positioning compared to where you are on the block, but he is just shoving that thing down the 20-foot track.
Instead of hitting it. Shoutouts to loopholes. When the commentators are making the judgments, the judges become nothing more than glorified spectators.
So Noah Olson, who only got one overhead squat in round number 3, and he no reps again as he comes off the rope, and this could be the end of the road.
Rope. After the sledgehammer shenanigans, it's nice to see this dingleberry drop. It reminds me of ESPN dropping CrossFit this year.
As we get ready for cyclocross.
So marks the unholy union of an obscure sport from the 20th century and dogshit programming from the dark ages.
We're getting on the bike, 1.5 miles. It's a straight start, but then you hit these tight turns.
That looks and sounds like a CrossFitter's spine during a deadlift. Anyway, nobody wants to see cyclocross, especially on this easy mode track they built. You want to see pain and suffering, so here you go.
Practice session for a lot of these girls yesterday.
And this also in the time trials that set the field.
In CrossFit, wheelie pops you.
Several accidents throughout the course, mostly on the logs and the barrier.
Remember guys, CrossFit prepares you for the unknown and the unknowable, but not for short stationary obstacles that you can see from a mile away.
And the deal with these logs is that they're going too slow.
And here I thought gear use in cycling was only an issue behind the scenes, not on the bikes.
They're intimidating when you're coming up to them, but you have to hit them. Well, don't hit them.
There you go again with the ambiguous rules.
There was one of the most dangerous ones we saw yesterday. It was Chelsea Hughes.
I didn't know Paul Rubens changed careers and started coaching CrossFitters. Then again, it's a perfect match, because CrossFitters never found success outside of the Pee Wee leagues, and now they're best known for being jerk-offs. Zero! Like the video and subscribe to the channel, now.